The man who said Christians should live in the world but not to be filled with it. A ship lives in water, but if the water gets into the ship, she goes down to the bottom. So Christians may live in the world, but if the world gets into them, they sink. He also said the Bible was not given for our information, but for our transformation. He again said, I have never met a man who has given me as much trouble as myself. And many more great quotations. D.L. Moody. Full name is Dwight Lyman Moody. Born on Feb 5, 1837 in US. Died in 1899. He was a very famous, prominent American evangelist who set patterns for evangelism across the world. D.L. Moody was born as the sixth child. His formal education ended at the grade of 5. He rapidly grew tired of life on family farm. He left family at the age of 17 to seek employment in Boston. After failing to secure a desirable position, he asked his uncle for a job. His uncle, not very happy, but hired D.L. Moody to work in a retail shoe store. However, to keep young Moody out of mischief, to keep him focused on his employment, he had a condition that he will attend the Mount Vernon Congregation Church. Mount Vernon, Moody became a part of the Sunday school taught by Edward Kimball. On April 21st, 1855, Kimball visited the shoe store, found Moody in the stockroom, and there spoke to him about the love of Christ. Shortly thereafter, Moody accepted the love of God and devoted his life to serving Him. Following him, Moody came to Chicago with the dreams of making his fortune in shoe business. He achieved success in selling shoes. Moody grew interested in providing a Sunday school class for Chicago children and Young Men's Christian Association. 1857 and 1858, Moody was very involved with YMCA. He did all sort of job, whatever they needed. 1860, when he left business, he continued to spend time with YMCA. YMCA in their annual report also mentioned Moody did great job. Moody's mission Sunday school flourished. It was different. Moody's desire was to reach the lost youth of the city, the children with little to no education, less than ideal family situation, and poor economical circumstances. Soon the Sunday school overgrew the converted saloon used as a meeting. Hall could not accommodate. It was eventually in 1864 as a church, and Moody was the pastor of the church. 1860, there was civil war in US. With the help of YMCA using as a good tool, he approached Union Army and mobilized volunteers across the country among soldiers. Camp Douglas was established outside Chicago. Moody saw this as a great evangelistic opportunity. Although with a very few others, Moody created a committee on devotional meetings to minister to troops stationed at the camp. From 1861 to 1865, he ministered on the battlefields throughout the city, state, country to thousands of soldiers, both Union and Confederate. All the while, he maintained the Mission Sunday School also. 1871, after Moody preaching, after the city bell rang, the great Chicago fire happened. Moody first was concerned about the family, locating them. After securing the family, Moody and his wife stayed on the north side of the city. The fire finally burned out by Tuesday afternoon after consuming much of what Moody built. This was a time Moody's life fire forced him to reevaluate his ministry. It was during this time of reevaluation he realized he needed to heed to Lord's call on his life. For years, he had been moving forward, then asking God to support his plan. He knew from this point on, his call was to preach the word of God to the world. 1872. Moody made his first trip to United Kingdom. While he was there, a close contacts urged him to come back the next year. Moody and his family, with his good friend, musician Ira Sankey, with his wife, traveled from New York to Liverpool, England. Moody and Sankey traveled throughout the UK and Ireland holding meetings, helping to fuel the revival that was slowly sweeping the region. Moody's visit made a lasting impression and inspired many people across the region to begin children's ministry and ministry training schools for women. After 2 years of overseas travel, Moody and family returned to United States. They settled in Northfield, where Moody was born and raised. He began to plan his next round of evangelistical city campaigns from 1875 to 1876, and three other evangelists toured throughout the major cities of Midwest and Atlantic coast, preaching the message of salvation. Moody would embark on yet another city campaign before the desire to train young Christian workers would grip him again. Moody was on the cutting edge of ministry. In 1879, Moody opened Northwood Seminary for young women to provide young women opportunity to gain education. Not long after, Moody created the Mount Hermon Schools for Boys with the same goal. 1886, Dreyer's prayers were answered. They were praying, Moody will start something, and Moody started. Chicago Evangelic Society, today it is the Moody Bible Institute, was founded. Moody was focused on ministry near his house in Northfield. That same year, Moody assembled a large group of college students at Mount Hermon for the first college student summer school. This conference would give birth to student volunteer movement. By 1911, it estimated about 5,000 student volunteers from America alone. Moody continued to evangelize throughout United States, and his ministry was well established, and God used him mightily. In 1899, surrounded by his family, Moody died. Lessons you can learn from him: a very simple man with great discernment and a great devotion, and a man who cared for his family and people. God did great things because he was completely surrendered. Let's be like that. Let's be used by God. God bless you.